it was a crazy jump. What made this jump crazy was because the person that gave a false statement against me.
Right.
I was on when I went to the quarantine. He was on quarantine with me, right? And I didn't like when the detectives had, when the SWAT team hit my crib and they grabbed me. And one of the first things they said was that such and such told us that you did this, so you don't got to tell us nothing, right? So I'm like,
Wow.
I said, yeah. So when I get to quarantine and CFCF, I see such and such, right?
Right.
See him. So, and although I didn't have no paperwork yet, because I'm literally on quarantine, so I don't get no paperwork yet. I don't even got a lawyer yet. I just got the charges.
Right.
I remember what the detective said. So I get on quarantine. Outside of the fact that it's my first time here, it's a crazy situation. So before I could even absorb the reality of where I'm at, I couldn't do that because I seen this dude, right?
Yeah.
I seen this dude.
Right.
So I'm like, I see him, he don't see me. I see him, they lining up for the meal. You gotta line up on the steps, and then you gotta like go up the steps, and it's a line. Go back and down the steps. So when I see him, I'm like, hello, that ain't bro. See him, he don't see me. Get the meal. I see the cell he went in. At the meal, boom, I went in the cell. Yo, they saying you said X, Y, and Z.
Right.
That's impossible for that to have occurred. I wasn't even with you. So
Right.
how was they even saying this?
Right.
I don't know. They lying. I don't know what they talking about. That ain't the case. Like you wasn't even with me. I know. So why are they saying that though?
Yeah, exactly.
Short story short, he lied to me, right? He lied because when I get my paperwork later on, he got the longest statement in there, right?
Yeah.
All lies. But to get back to the question, it was now after I got past that, I was able to. So I went to hold on. Wait a minute. So I talked to him for a little bit. Once he said he didn't do it or whatever, I'm like, all right. So we just start busting up about this other stuff. Time to go in. We gotta lock in. I go back to myself. We lock in. Next morning, I'm thinking I'm gonna go see him again. I go to the cell next morning. They moved it.
Yeah.
Gone.
Yeah.
He was gone. You know what I'm saying? I said it was too fast.
Right.
His celly, like, I don't know who he was, but like high-ranking staff members came and got him out of the cell this morning.
Wow.
He said, they came and got him. It was a crazy joint. A crazy joint.
At that point, did you say, man, that guy?
I said, yeah, he said something.
Wow.
He had to say something. You know what I'm saying? And he got off that block because he knew he said something.
Right.
I just didn't know he said something at the time.
Right.
I just went off of what he said to me.
You're right.
But then once his Sully was like, them people came and got him out of his joint first. That's my first thing. They must have realized that we was on the same unit, or he must have said something like, I gotta get off this block, and they came in porty. They came basically extracting it.
And I'm inclined to believe that he said something because had they known prior, they would have put you on the same unit.
Right, exactly.
So once you got by that part of it,
and then I was able to absorb the reality of where I'm at.
What was your biggest adjustment at that point?
Well, I was still dealing with addiction, right? I still was dealing with addiction. I wasn't Muslim, right? So I still was dealing with addiction. So I was trying to escape my reality.
Right.
So I was taking Cinequines. That's back then. So that was 2002.
Wow.
I was taking them, trying to escape the reality, because that's what everybody was using to get high outside of smoking weed and all that stuff, whatever. But when I'm sober, now I'm dealing with the situation. I'm still trying to figure out like where I'm at, how this whole jail thing go. As far as like now, I'm really in jail. Even though I was in house correction, I was on in for like 2 weeks, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a little. I don't even think I made it to the store. Matter of fact, no, I was there for a week. I don't even think I made it to the store.
Right.
At house corrections the first time I got out there, but this time it was an extended stay.
Mm-hmm.
So once I had to deal with the reality of where I'm at and the situation that I found myself in, it was crazy.
It had to be, and because it was for me. So, like the emotional highs and lows of it all.
Now you got emotional highs and lows from the county, then you got the ones in the state. I think it's different levels.
Oh, explain.
I think it's the different levels because I'm not mature yet. I'm
Okay.
19.
Right.
I mean, I'm just before it slammed, so I didn't know how to handle it emotionally yet.
Right.
In the county, I didn't know how to handle my situation emotionally. I wasn't crying or anything like that. I was just trying to figure out how I'm gonna get up out of this situation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but the county is gladiator school. It's gladiators. I don't care what nobody say. The county was more dangerous than the state.
You was at CFC.
I was at CFCF.
Yeah,
I was
I
in
was
way
never there.
more situations in the county than I had been upstate. I did 20. Let me see. I was in the county from 2002 to 2005. And I went from upstate from 2005 to 2025.
25. We got
Like,
2 years. 2 weeks away from when we got out.
So, and I've been in more incidents
Right.
in that 3-year span in the county than I would ever been in the 20 years of state.
Yeah.
That's just so it was different. It was
Right.
different, man. You see dudes get stabbed up over in a prayer, and I done seen dudes going to junior wild wearing books.
Oh man, bulletproof vest.
They wearing their vests.
Yeah.
They wear their vests. So I'm looking like, hold on, but I took my shahada, and then if I came into that, but it was gladiator school. It was gladiator school, man. And I was young. I was still impressionable, but then that's how I met all the dudes that I deal with now.
Mm-hmm.
As far as like all the Sling Bays and the Cook Cheeses and all these guys. I met these guys.
My nephew, man. Shout out to
Right,
man.
absolutely, no doubt,
Law
man.
make it easy for
Law
you.
make it easy for him and release you from
Yeah,
this
remove you. I mean,
situation that mean.
Right.
So I met all these guys in the county, and then upstate, we all got convicted and came up top, and then but it was gladiator school.
Yeah. So let me ask you: was there ever a time that you lost hope? Now you had a life sentence without a possibility of parole. Was there ever a time that you lost hope?
I lost hope one time. And you know the time that was.
Right.
And that was, what's that, 2023, I believe? Or 2021. It was one of them when I got that letter from the federal court. So I didn't lose hope until 2021 or 23. So we talking about 2002 to 2000. We talking about 19 to 21 years later. Was the very first time I ever lost hope. And when I got that letter, and it was like, this case is closed, denied, the case is closed.
I still tell people that. In fact, I was just talking to a friend of mine the other day. Brother called me from prison.
I'm doing okay.
And they had a deal on the table for him. And with this new thing with the AG, want to look through everything and all that now, the deal was removed off the table. And he's human. God's a human, and so naturally, it causes some, a sense of not
Despair.
hopelessness, but despair. Exactly.
Go from a deal to
And I told him, I used your situation. I've used it often.
Okay.
And I told him, I said, I know a brother, man, who they sent him a letter. Literally, I've never seen this. It was the first time I ever seen that. Letter they sent you saying this case is closed.
Right.
It don't get no more plain and simple than that. This place is closed.
Denied. Case
Closed.
closed for statistical purposes.
And I told him exactly what I told you at that time.
Okay, right.
That they are not in charge of this affair.
No doubt.
I told you that, bro.
Yeah, nah.
They are not
Right.
into they cannot when the law sends down his verdict from above, this is what we believe as Muslims.
Right.
You know, and that's with any religion.
Right now.
We don't believe that humans have control of anything that goes on in the universe.
Right. They only got control to a certain extent.
To a certain extent. But if Lord the Creator decrees a matter for you, that you come home, you're gonna come. Nobody can stop that. You know what I mean? And he said, boy, I understood. He said, I know that, but I just needed to hear it.
Mm-hmm. Right now.
You know, reminder benefits us.
Nah.
And he just needed to hear it. And so I can see how at that particular time I was there with you, bro.
Right. That was the only time I ever lost hope.
We cried together.
We cried at the door.
We cried together.
I remember that. We cried at the door. I ain't cry right here on this podcast, but we cried in that jail. JA unit. That's Yamanahoe, outside of 25 cell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely,
in the corner.
Man. In the corner.
In the corner,
man.
in front of the closet that got the tissue with all that in there.
I'll never forget. I hugged you, man. I kissed you, and I said, brother, listen, man, they don't have
not have the control, bro.
It made me cry to see because I knew I understood what you was going through.
Like, I just got divorced. I just lost my wife. It was the accumulation of things.
Sure.
And that right there was the one time where I was like, oh man.
So let me ask. So what was the moment? What was the moment in prison that changed your life? That changed not only your life but your way of thinking.
Okay. My way of thinking was changed. The beginning of my change of thinking was when I actually read the Quran for the first time.
That's powerful, strong.
When I read the entire Quran for the first time, that's when I knew my whole train of thought was jacked up. First time I ever read it, and I always wanted to know, like, why this ain't reached me sooner, right? But it actually did reach me sooner. Yeah. But I was in the streets, and I couldn't gravitate to it because I'm young. I'm 17, 18. I ain't got time for it. I'm running around. I'm partying. I'm getting high. I'm selling drugs.
Yeah.
I'm doing anything I wanted to do. Yeah. I got the women. I don't got time to be talking about Assalamu alaikum.
Right.
That's how I was back then.
I
got some companions right now that live 3 blocks away from Mecca.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
that's where you and I be going.
We had it booked, but then
that stuff happened.
They shot the stuff down and we couldn't go.
Yeah.
But so my train of thought, the beginning of that transformation came when I actually read the Quran for the first time. That was when I realized, like, oh, my whole drink was jacked up. My whole drink was. That's when I knew I had to change. That's when I knew right there.
So, what is it that actually, or who is it that actually played a role? Would you say it was in your transformation, like a faith or educator or particular mentor you met in prison, or because that happens. Something has to happen for the transformation to become full scale. Right? So
what's the question?
What was it that actually played the most important role, actually, like that, in your transformation?
I think it was a combination of them all. You said, what was those examples?
Your faith, an educator, a counselor, or a mentor who was an inmate at that particular time.
Exactly.
Whatever the case may be, but
it was a combination of all of them. It was my faith first and foremost. It was the verse that led to me thinking differently was the verse about change. Allah will not change conditions of people until they change what is in themselves. It was that one. That was the verse. I'm like, yo.
You wanted your condition to change.
I wanted my condition to change, right?
Right.
And so it was a combination of all those things: faith, counselors up there, right? The specific counselor that we had our site that was on the block. Charlie.
Charlie's a good guy.
Man, Charlie knows so much intimate stuff about me, man.
Yeah.
And me too. I didn't know some intimate stuff about him too.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? So, but Charlie was one of the first people I talked to after I talked to you. Went in to talk to Charlie, man, and Charlie was like, he said, Well, don't give up hope on your faith. He was Muslim.
Right.
Don't give up hope on your faith.
Right.
And there's also this second degree thing that's coming down the pipe.
Right.
X,
right.
Y, Z. So don't that mean boom. So we got in. We had some intimate talks, and now look, the second degree thing popped off, right?
Absolutely.
But
absolutely.
and outside of that, then we got the prison mentors. You was one of them. You know what I'm saying? You was like the. Let me see. Who was before you? Because I met you after the fact. So who was before you? Was it
Was that in with the guy?
Yeah, Turk Turner.
Oh, Turk.
Turk Turner.
Yeah, Turk and Guy Turner. Yeah,
Turk Turner.
Okay, yeah.
Turk Turner, man. This
Right.
was when I first came into jail. He was waiting on me.
He's
waiting
legal
on
guy.
me.
Wasn't he?
Yeah, he's legal guy,
guy.
right?
Yeah,
He's legal guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Turk Turner, man. He was waiting on me, man. Because a couple of my old heads from my hood, he was talking to on the phone. And he told them like, "Yo, my youngin is coming up there." So when I came up there, Turk like, "Yo, you such and such and such?" I'm like, "Yeah." He like, "Well, I'm such and such." I talked to main man, and he told me to look out for you, XYZ. And he was the first ones.
That's good.
He was the first ones from the legal standpoint.
Yeah,
'Cause I don't think he was Muslim. He was
Right.
the first one from the legal thing.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "Listen, you got life, man. Don't forget that.
Yeah, that's
You
something the
got
old heads.
life. Do not forget that,
Something
man."
the old heads told me when I come through Greater for it, man. You know you like to play ball.
Right.
Get off their court. And one last question before we end this segment. So now we're in prison. You got life, and you working hard on your case. You esteemed jailhouse attorney.
Right.
I know that. You know.
Right.
How did you, when your freedom became like really, it's going to be a reality for you now.
Mhm.
Became apparent for you. You going home. How did you mentally prepare yourself for that?
Well, my attorneys at the Abolitionist Law Center, Brett Grody, Nia Hostin, Rupali Rashatwar,
Yeah.
Salim Holbrook. They told me like it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
It's
Right.
gonna happen.
Right.
So
Right.
and they gave me about, I had like a year to when they were talking about the negotiations and all that. Well, look, we in negotiations right now with this attorney's office. They already said they're going to agree to your relief. They already said they're going to agree to your relief because your co-defendant has already been released. So
Okay.
it's just about, so you need to start getting your affairs in order.
Right.
So
right.
I had like a year
Okay. That's,
to
that's,
get it-
that's a lot of time.
to get it together, and it was a shock to my family.
Right. And we're going to talk about that.
It was a shock
We're gonna talk
to
about
them, because I've been telling them I'm coming home the whole 20.
No, it's 20.
I'm coming
I know.
home. I'll be home next
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
I'll be home next year. Or then I tell other women that I met throughout the decades, I'll be home. In 2 years. Extended 2 years. Did that, but so the adjustment. Well, I had time.
Okay.
I had time to put some affairs in order.
That's good.
I'm saying.
And that made things easier for you. And that's a good thing. And so, in closing, what we take from this is that prison can take away your freedom, but it can't take away your purpose.
Right.
You can still live
Right.
your purpose
Right. No.
in prison. And so, in the next segment, we'll talk about coming home and rebuilding life after incarceration.
Trying to do that. Still trying to do that
Still
now.
trying to do that now, right?
Oh man.
And so we want to thank you, man, for this segment. We thank our listeners, and until next time, everybody be safe.